In Men Tell All, Episode 8 of The Bachelorette Season 20, Charity Lawson and a few of the guys return to talk about their experiences and think back on the season's romance and turmoil. 20 episodes into Season 20 of The Bachelorette, Charity has narrowed down her list of possible matches from 25 to just 3, Doton Alubico, Joey Graziadei, and Aaron Bryant. After Charity eliminated Aaron during their hometown date, he came back to the show to beg for another chance. In tonight's episode of The Bachelorette, we see Jesse in the studio with Spencer, Adrian, Peter, John, James, Caleb B., John Henry, Michael, Aaron S., Braden, Xavier, Tanner, and Sean from Charity's season. Additionally, Gary, the first Golden Bachelor, will be shown to the viewers. What happened in The Bachelorette Season 20 Episode 8? John says the first time he laid eyes on Charity was an exciting time. We look back on Charity's season and the many tense moments that included Braden. Jesse wants to hear Sean out. He says that Braden was lying to her, telling her he liked her while secretly knowing that they could never be together. When Braden found out there was nothing there, he left, so this is not true. Michael argues that if this were the case, there would be no need to come back and say that there are things that were left unsaid. After leaving in a state of strong feelings, Braden says he has more to share. After the group date, Adrian says he started to have doubts about Braden. Jesse says that he and the other men are the only genuine ones. The boys were getting one side of Braden, as per Adrian, while Charity was getting another. While Braden denies that he ever called Charity classless, Adrian says he did so. Tanner says that when Braden's beliefs were again and again proved, he became more negative and skeptical. Braden says he was being truthful when he said that he had no idea any of the other guys had issues with him. As Sean puts it, it was very Braden show. James says he was annoyed by Sean since the latter spent some alone time with Charity and then took her away from the other guys when they may have gotten lucky. Peter left after the first episode because he was mocked online after the season ended. Xavier says it was an inside joke, a hidden initial in their postings, and that no one would have caught it if Braden hadn't revealed it. Even though Peter only appeared on the program for a brief moment, he was apparently the first to ask about endorsement opportunities upon his return. If he ever says thanks for putting me on the show, I'll print it on a t-shirt and sell it. Braden takes a seat next to Jesse, who says the performance is never dull for him. Braden says looking back is difficult. Braden says he was going to throw down when the guys basically ran him out of the home upon his return. As a gift, Braden gave Jesse a clip for his ear. Jesse is a true gentleman and agrees to wear them. Jesse tells everyone to put on their best sandals and scarves because he's leaving for paradise. His perfect holiday with Cat Izzo is briefly seen. The spotlight will soon be on Xavier. After he told her how he felt for Charity and she began thinking of him as her spouse, he was honest about having cheated on his ex-girlfriend. Xavier says he was just trying to be honest with her when he brought up his background, but he ended up making a fool of himself. Since then, he's had a tough time moving on, so he got professional help from a therapist. Now it's Charity's chance to talk. She says she was quite anxious about starting this trip but is grateful that her brother was able to join her on the first night. She describes her instant connection with Braden and how her confidence blossomed after meeting him for the first time. She likes Braden's participation in the trip despite her dislike of the way he talked about their connection with many of the male travelers. She says she was very genuine with him and forgave him more than he deserved. Braden said he is unsure whether the setting was good for him. He says he's sorry he told the boys and that he meant her harm. The guys begin to open up to Charity. After being allowed to join Charity at the table, Sean takes the opportunity to thank the Bachelorette, telling Charity that she has been an inspiration to everyone in the room. Tanner says he's totally lost for words, saying he made every effort to build a natural friendship and that the whole thing ranks among the best times of his life. John thinks he had a stronger connection than the other guys, so he doesn't see why they all left. She says it was exactly what she needed as the weeks went on, and that it had nothing to do with him. Since that faithful night, Xavier and Charity haven't talked. He says he's against cheating, and in Fiji, he knew deep down that he wanted to be with her but questioned it mentally. She says that if he had told her sooner, they never would have gone as far as they did. He's confused since she never clearly said she loved him. She says that after that night, she would have been mad to have him around. He shows his thanks for the opportunity and says he wants her to find the one. A crocheted rose is the present he gives to her. Jesse shows some of the season's outtakes, like the time he scared Charity away from making out with one of the men by dressing up as a gorilla. The captain of the swamp boat that Sean and Tanner went on a date on appears in the crowd. Tom mispronounces Charity's name as Chastity, which draws a good chuckle from the group. When Jesse brings up the 2-on-1 date, Sean is the one who should have gotten the rose. Jesse tells Charity that he and his friends, past Bachelorettes Trista Sutter, Deanna Pappas, and Desiree Siegfried, have come to congratulate her for a job well done on the season. This year marks Trista's 20th wedding anniversary, she says. Desiree is thrilled with how routine her life has become. Deanna is now in a time of finding herself since she's not married now. Trista offers guidance, noting that although nobody's perfect, it's important to forgive those who have wronged you. Desiree says that she must make a decision to put the couple first. Jesse told us that we would love Jerry, the golden bachelor, who is about to arrive. They were married for 42 years, he had 2 kids and 2 granddaughters, and it was a great life for him and his high school sweetheart. They were all set to settle down in their perfect home when tragedy struck and his wife became sick. Her kidneys and liver were affected by germs, and she died soon after. His wife has been gone for 6 years, and he hasn't found anybody who can replace her. His loved ones helped him overcome his depression. He hopes that Helen Mirren is available and interested in appearing on the program. He's desperate to meet the love of his life and sure that he'll find them somewhere. Jerry follows Jesse on stage and into the hot seat. He says the past 2 weeks have been a blur. The appearance of radio announcers and cameramen in his driveway took him by surprise. Jesse says he was a viral sensation, and Jerry says he'd be into it if he understood what it meant. Jerry tells Jesse there will be dream suits, but that they might have a different design. Jerry wants to be as respected as Charity's guys. Men, according to Jerry's advice, should tell their wives they love them every day because that day comes too soon. He knows that the love he finds won't be the same as the love he had with his wife, but he still hopes to meet the one who would complete him. Charity, who is in love with 3 amazing men, spends her last days in Fiji, and Jesse gives us a peek inside her life. Charity tries to get her mother's opinion on who to choose, but she refuses to do so.